It's the Infinite Podcast. Go tell your friends. It's the Infinite Podcast. My God, it never ends. It's the Infinite Podcast with Rob and Cork the Kid.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Project Infinite Podcast, the podcast covering the infinite and ever-expanding multiverse of fandom for movies, comics, TV shows, video game. We got you covered. I'm Rob. I'm here, as always, with Court. Court, we're finally back to talk about Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we are. What a picture.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, a lot to talk about with this movie in terms of just the movie itself, the box office returns, which are becoming a hot topic of discussion.
Yeah, remember when you made $500 million and the studio was like, great? Now you made $600 million and the studio is like, how dare you?
Yeah, right. So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds, obviously, for Marvel and everything and just the genre in general, I guess, because people are apparently getting very concerned. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure that they need to be. I think we just need to remember a lot of things from way back when it comes to all those movies and how much they were and weren't making.
Right. Before,
Infinity War and, Spider-Man and all that stuff. So, some of these movies just are not meant to be event films. They're just meant to be kind of like their own kind of thing.
Right.
And that's what Fantastic Four was. So we're going to talk about that and then a bunch of other stuff relating to Fantastic Four and obviously the fallout from that. First, we have some news and some trailers. First and foremost, obviously before Fantastic Four premiered and showed, they showed the trailer for Avatar.
Seeing that in IMAX, man.
Yeah, so the Avatar Fire and Ash trailer coming out in December. Mm-hmm. So we're on a good track with these Avatar movies. I know, obviously the gap between the one and The Way of the Water was significant, but this one is coming out not too long after the second one. No. So all your favorites are back. Mm-hmm. from the second one and from the first one.
Yep.
Jake Sully is back. Sam Worthington. Yep.
Lowak.
Yep.
Pyakon.
I'm glad that you remember all these characters' names.
Sute is dead.
Is that the one that died?
Yeah, that's Ebon from The Boys.
That's right. And yeah, so I mean, obviously the big thing is again just how visually stunning this movie looks.
It's visually stunning. The score. I love that this trailer it trusts you right out of the gate. I think that's my favorite part about this trailer is it trusts you. It trusts you to know, and it's much as the Dune 1, Dune 2 thing, Avatar 1, Avatar 2, where the first movie should echo the world. The first movie should kind of have it be a wave that washes over where you're encapsulated. And then the second movie can really shine narratively. What's the third movie going to look like? Obviously, looking at this franchise, there's at least 5 movies that he's going to make out of this. So looking at a third film in this franchise, this is probably going to be a big turning point as well, too, narratively. I imagine this narrative is going to, get much darker. I envision there's probably going to be more sacrifice as well, too, in this. So I'm really looking forward. I mean, it's stunning. The first 30 seconds of this trailer you're watching, you're like, how do you do this? Like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, you're back. You're like immediately like teleported like back in. Like it's insane what he's able to do with this world. Obviously, the first two are two of the highest grossing movies of all time, mm-hmm. And I know people are always like, "How?" And this is how. It's the spectacle.
These are like events. Like these are big events, but I think the second one really, really strengthens this point. These stories are so strong. This story is so strong, and the story is strong because these characters are airtight, especially after the second film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, everyone we talked about the second one, like just narratively and character wise, like it was so far beyond the first one. Mm-hmm. Where the first one was obviously like the world building, like they had to throw so much lore into it that it was kind of like a technical showcase for what this thing could be, and then the second one was like, all right, now we're kind of getting into like the meat of the story and the characters.
Yeah. And I love the level of trust that James Cameron gives us, like I said, on a character level as well, too. And I mean, before I hopped on here, it's even making Lowak he's the main character of this film, of this franchise now. It's kind of, he is.
Seems to be, yeah.
His narrative is kind of what's flowing through everybody. And it's good to have a younger surrogate for the audience as well, too, especially if you want newer. Obviously this movie, the second one came out 13 years after the first one. So it's very good that, you have a character that's younger that can kind of embody the voice of the young generation to kind of, get them in. For some reason, Sam Worthington is absolutely phenomenal in these films. And he looks like he's only getting better and better every single step of the way as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of just in this Avatar space. But I think you saw the vast improvement from the first movie to the second movie, and from the second movie, hopefully, to this one. And we got, the new tribe is coming in. It's kind of been like a staple. But, what I kind of like about this, at least this trailer, is they didn't just leave behind the old, like, the Way of the Water sect of the world. It seems like they're all
said, I'm coming back.
It seems like they're all coming back in a way. Like in the first, like, I know when Way of Water started, it kind of like you're in, the space of the first movie for like 15 minutes, and then it like takes you out of that space and brings you into like the coastal kind of the water place. Whereas this, it seems like it's gonna be much more intertwined, and it does not appear that I don't know if we have like an official name for this fire tribe yet, but it does not seem like they adhere to the same planetary beliefs as the other tribes.
No, I quite appreciate that understanding to make them antagonistic as well, too. And it's not antagonistic for, being an antagonist. It's antagonistic because of perspective. Like, their perspective on this whole situation could be much different, to the point where they get somebody like Quaritch in their corner. For lack of a better term, he is, probably the devil deal that they're going to make, and they're going to, probably regret. I also love that these movies can't help but Quaritch and Jake just shooting the fade every single third act they have to. Until they team up in the fifth one, like I'm theorizing.
Your goddess has no dominion here.
I said, wait a minute.
the lead of the fire tribe says to the daughter, I forgot the daughter's name.
Oh, Kiri,
yeah. Which is an interesting thing because we've yet to see another Na'vi tribe kind of outwardly reject the idea of AWA in this universe. So I think that's an interesting kind of thing, and you gotta wonder what this group has seen to make them take that position.
Sure.
So I'm very, very interested, and obviously visually it just there's nothing like it. There's nothing like these Avatar movies. Stranger Things also got a trailer in the time that we were away. Stranger Things season 5, which is split into 3 parts.
Right. And they're like 2-hour They're like 2-hour movies.
Yeah, like right around Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's basically is when they're dropping these bunches of episodes, with the finale, I think, just being on its own in January, which is, it's kind of what Netflix is kind of doing now. Like they did it with a lot of their shows recently where they do these kind of sectioned releases. And I mean, the trailer looked really good, man. I know this show, and Netflix in particular, has caught a lot of flack for how long it's been between seasons, and just the spectacle of it all. And I think people just forget, how good season 4 was.
Oh yeah, season 4 is like peak television. I was thinking about this as well too, where I was saying to myself, like, how do you rank these? It's probably 4, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
If you were to rank these seasons, and like to usurp season 1 of this show, which was pretty spectacular, says something. So, this show is in a funny little realm, because if you want to look at the streaming services, like, you aren't anybody without me. Like, that's Netflix. Netflix was the first one. And like this being one of the flagship shows that's like, streaming content, for television, like it works, and it can be impactful, and we can pull in more viewers than like network television can. Like they really changed the narrative on how streaming television could be perceived narratively, and to see these characters and see them all grow up as well too. Where the other side of that coin falls is it's been a while. It's been a while, and you got to think that interest, like, did they fall over a little too far? I don't think so, because of how popular this show. It's like the Squid Games thing, where everybody's like, nobody cares about Squid Games, and that was the highest viewed thing that Netflix has ever done for season 3. I just gotta, obviously for them, number one, you gotta stick this landing. You have to do anything and everything to stick this landing.
The hardest thing to do is finales and ending things.
Right. You can either Game of Thrones yourself, or you can pleasantly Breaking Bad yourself. Like, and it almost feels like there's never going to be an in-between. It's finales.
I think Dexter is still learning that lesson.
Sure.
That's the reason I feel like Dexter keeps coming back. Is
Mhm.
like the original series, the finale was terrible, so they did the New Blood, and people weren't satisfied with that.
Mhm.
So now they're doing the Resurrection thing. That and Michael C. Hall needs work. So.
Yeah, sure. I wonder, and you got to keep playing. Like season 4 bought us one of the better television villains of all time was Vecna. Like you're talking about a villain that has great backstory. It's great menace as well too. I think this season can benefit, and it's going to be funny to say this, like the big spectacle final season, getting back to some basics as well too. Your spooky horror. There's a level of ambience to the first season of Stranger Things, which I really appreciated. Like it breathes, which I think is really impressive. So if you can even get back to a level of that, but yeah, I'm super, super interested. Obviously, I'm interested in what this final season would be. I feel like it's because when did season 4 come out? In 2022? I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right to me. Because we covered it on.
It was either 2022 or 2023.
So it's been around as long as we've been.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, wow. And it was July. It was
May, it was May and then July
of 2022. So you're talking about
3+ years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
We've been waiting in between one season of they better make sure this thing is tight. Obviously, this cast has seen some controversy. Like, there's been so much that's been shrouding this entire thing where it's got to be good. And it's good isn't good enough. It's got to be phenomenal.
Yeah. And I mean, the trailer was very impressive.
Sure.
It hit all the right marks of, like, what a trailer for a Stranger Things final season needed to hit. Like, it needed to kind of, like, jolt viewers and be like, oh yeah, no, this show is actually good. Right. You know what I mean? And it seems like it's going to be much of the tone and feel of season 4, with just obviously a few more bells and whistles.
Sure.
So I'm definitely, obviously we're going to check it out, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how they wrap this up.
Right.
Finales are really, really difficult to do, and I don't think people are not interested. Like, I think people are going to watch, and obviously it's going to be the talk of the town for 3 months, or pretty much that November time, December, January.
Yeah. We're going to be loaded up for the back half for the last part of the year, because I'm assuming in that time we'll probably have some sort of Spider-Man trailer in that time. Mm-hmm. Probably see the first footage from whatever the Spider-Man movie is, which we'll talk about in a moment. Mm-hmm. We're probably going to get some look at Doctor Doom, like an official look at Doctor Doom in that time. Avengers Doomsday will probably ramp up as well too. Obviously, you have Avatar, which is talking about film. That's what's going to dominate the back half of the year. Will be that, and yeah, it's going to be Stranger Things on a television front is what's going to dominate the last part of the year. Which it's intentional. They made that up. Like, everybody will be home for all 3 of those dates. If you work like a 9 to 5, everybody will be home. Like, it all works. So I'm excited. I am looking forward to this. Season 4 of Stranger Things is one of my favorite seasons of television I've watched. So I'm really keen to see if they can stick this landing. And speaking of Fantastic Four, Stranger Things give us the ascent of Joseph Quinn in season 4. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna see what happens. Do you think he's coming back, or do you think he's too big now?
No, I don't think he's too big. I think a lot of people have speculated that he may come back as some sort of vampiric, undead type figure. But not like a zombie, but like more like a vampire, like something happened to him, like in the Upside Down, that caused him to not die. Right. So I don't know. It would be great to see that character again, because that character is so great. But I think also his sacrifice was so tight that sometimes it's cool to resurrect characters sometimes, but sometimes you also have to think about the impact that it has on their on their death. Right. To begin with. Especially for other characters too, which is it's the dust in the room. Right. So I think like sometimes resurrection can be a kind of lazy mechanic to be like, hey, remember this character and how great they were? Sometimes you just gotta let it be, and let the characters, the surviving characters, deal with the aftermath of the death. Right. But I mean, I say all that to say, like, yeah, it would be great to see Eddie again. I mean, he was probably you talk about like the Stranger Things as like guest characters. Like he's him and Bob are probably like the two strongest.
I mean, it is Eddie. He's absolute lightning in the bottle which catapulted his career. Like he's not playing Johnny Storm. He's not in A Quiet Place. He's not in Gladiator 2 if he doesn't play Eddie in Stranger Things. He just is not.
And he's been great in all those other things.
Yeah, yes.
And then we got a couple movie things. First and foremost, so for those of you who may not know, Michael Mann has been doing Heat 2.
Yeah. Yep.
Or not doing it, but he's been, been, thinking about it, writing it, yada yada.
Yep. One of my favorite filmmakers of all time. Michael Mann is an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Heat may be a top 3 action movie to ever be put to film.
You can make the argument, but I mean, between Heat, Miami Vice.
You're just talking about Michael Mann stuff.
Yeah, Michael Mann movies, yeah.
Collateral.
He did Ali. He did Last of the Mohicans.
Yep. Absolute legend.
Yeah, he's one of the best action directors.
Michael Mann, in my opinion, it's like the Christopher Nolan Oppenheimer thing, where like I know that like Oppenheimer's probably his best film, but like I still think Interstellar, like he was cooking. Or no, the vice versa. I think Interstellar was the best film he'd ever made, but Oppenheimer is one, as a director, he was cooking. Michael Mann in 1981 had an incredible film with James Caan called Thief. That film is just incredible. That film is phenomenal. Anywho, Heat 2.
Yeah, so he's apparently drawing up a sequel to Heat. Obviously, the legendary action movie starring Al Pacino, Robert De Niro gave way to one of the greatest acting scenes of all time.
Yeah.
The diner scene in Heat.
GTA 5 doesn't happen without Heat.
Right, yeah. So he is working on Heat 2. He's apparently pushing very hard for Leonardo DiCaprio to star.
Yeah, I was super surprised at that.
And by all intents and purposes, Apple's basically saying like, hey, if you get DiCaprio, we'll make Heat 2 a thing. Obviously, Apple coming strong off of F1.
Yeah, I think they're going to leverage that too. And then, like, obviously, Leo and Brad Pitt are friends. So it's like Brad's going to be like, yo, Apple's, they know what they're doing. Like, they make some highest to lowest with Spike Lee and Denzel is about to come out next month as well, too.
Yeah,
so,
they're painting themselves a neat little...
Yeah, I mean, Scorsese was with them for Killers of the Flower Moon. Like, that, and television-wise, Apple TV is strong as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they're painting themselves a nice little kind of film niche here. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, this is the norm nowadays.
Is Adam Driver still attached to this movie? Because they were talking about this for the longest time, that Adam Driver was going to be in this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know the sequel was announced like 3 years ago at this point. So I think things obviously have changed. Adam Driver, world famous. He might be in this thing, guy. Speaking of Fantastic Four, Adam Driver was also attached to that at one point. So, yeah, I mean, obviously this is the norm nowadays. Is we're not resurrecting, but we're doing legacy sequels to things that came out 30 years ago,
or things that came out 8 years ago, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 2, which very odd.
Social Network also.
Yeah, I mean, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 2 is at least Brad Pitt's coming back. So like, but why is David Fincher doing this?
I don't know.
That's odd for like filmmakers like that. Usually don't take franchises from other people. Like Tarantino, Scorsese, Spike Lee don't take something like from somebody else. Like it's like their thing is this the thing, and like now it's etched in film history.
Yeah, right.
It's so odd that like Fincher's like, yeah, I want to keep doing Tarantino's vision. So odd to me.
Yeah,
I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's really strange.
The Social Network one is even more mind-boggling. That they probably could, because Jeremy Strong is gonna play older Mark Zuckerberg apparently.
Yeah, because Eisenberg doesn't want to do it. Which I don't blame him. If you've heard Eisenberg talk about it in the past, he really doesn't give a shit about Mark Zuckerberg, and he really does not like him as like a person. Like they're very ideologically different.
Yeah,
and Jesse Eisenberg just doesn't vibe with the person. Which is it's because playing a character in a biopic is very different than playing them in a playing a fictional character.
Right.
Like, it's especially with this, what the second movie is primarily supposed to be about, which is like kind of like the role that Facebook played in the 2020 election and all that stuff.
You're teetering a very dangerous line.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't begrudge Jesse Eisenberg one bit for not wanting
He's
to come back.
He's having fun on his Now You See Me movies.
Yeah.
We saw that trailer too when we saw Fantastic Four.
We did. I love those movies. I'm a big fan of both the first two.
And they're getting the all-star cast. Dominic Sessa got added to this cast.
Yeah.
Ariana Greenblatt got added. Like they added, what's his name from the Pokemon movie?
Yeah.
And more importantly, I saw the TV Glow. What's his name? Justice
Smith?
I believe so.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as like these legacy sequels go, this is the world that we live in now, where it's like, hey, remember this thing, and we're gonna do a cool follow-up to it. I'm trying to think of, I think we did either an episode or like a corner on like legacy sequels and like what kind of spawned this.
Right.
But now we're just doing it seemingly for anything.
Right.
Like we're doing it for like now the Social Network is getting a legacy sequel. So I don't know where we're going. I don't know when it's going to stop. But Heat 2, I would be very interested in if you get Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
Michael Biehn, Leo, possibly Adam Driver. If I'm them, you probably want to try to fill Val Kilmer's like youthful exuberance, and like not that he's like 20 anymore, but like Austin Butler immediately does that. He immediately steps in and does that. Looking forward to Caught Stealing as well with him later this year with Matt Smith, who Matt Smith we'll talk about soon. But yeah, you probably try to grab you try to grab Leo, maybe an Austin Butler type, somebody like that. Who would work in a Heat movie? What's his name from Severance and Mission Impossible?
Oh, yeah.
Our new GOAT.
Yeah. Oh, God, what's the actor's name? Looking it up. We just talked about him.
Yeah, we did.
Tramell Tillman.
Right.
We just talked about it last time. Yeah, no, I think it could be really good. So we'll see. And like you said, speaking of Matt Smith, he has been officially cast in the Star Wars Starfighter movie as the villain opposite Ryan Gosling, and I think that is a fabulous pairing.
Yeah, I guess the question that you're gonna ask is, what is he gonna be?
He's gonna be some smarmy Imperial type.
Yes, I think that works. I think I don't think this film is gonna deal too much in Jedis.
No, it's gonna be Top Gun in space.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. Just have fun, like. Let Ryan Gosling be Ryan Gosling for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Let Matt Smith, like you said, I think they're probably gonna try to pull some Andorisms out, and I think that's why he's probably gonna be like a new Imperial officer that's trying to climb the ranks and take out this gunslinger in space. I do think you have an opportunity to add like a side Jedi character in this, which. Because I don't know what Mia Goth's role is going to be, but you have the chance to add one more actor to kind of fill that role, so.
Yeah. Matt Smith is always a good add to anything, especially if he's going to play like some kind of charismatic, morally gray type character. I think he fits well into like the Star Wars. I could see him in a little hat.
Yeah. The hat. All white. Just yapping about the Empire.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect casting.
I think that's pretty great. God, I think that would be fabulous, and I'm looking forward to that movie. It's a standalone. Give me a good Star Wars standalone thing that isn't really tied to much else, and just let people go. I think that's great. So I'm really looking forward to that, and then. Before we talk about Fantastic Four, we have to talk about Spider-Man.
Yes. Production
for Spider-Man, Brave New Day is popping up. I don't really want to talk too much about the set stuff, just because it's like the double-edged sword of, we always blast these studios for not filming in actual places, and then when they film in actual places, everything goes on the internet, which is what's happening with Spider-Man right now. So I guess the only thing we can and should talk about is Mark Ruffalo is confirmed to be back as the Hulk.
The dartboard.
They threw the dart at the dartboard and landed on the Hulk, and they're like, all right, now the dartboard said we had to put the Hulk in this movie, so the Hulk's in this movie.
Yep.
John Bernthal obviously was announced as the Punisher a while back, and he's going to be in this. The guy who played Scorpion.
Oh, Michael Mando.
He's going to be in this, but not as the main villain.
No, I heard they're getting like a cutlery of villains together.
Yeah.
It's going to feel, if they do that, it's probably going to feel like a Spider-Man comic where like he's just taking out villains of the day until the bigger threat arises, which will be.
Well, apparently it's not going to be Mr. Negative.
Yeah.
So apparently the much rumored Mr. Negative was going to be the main villain. This is not going to happen, which opens the door for a litany of possibilities now.
Well, I mean, if you look at this cast, I mean, Sadie Sink's in this film, which
we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know yet.
She's not going to play Gwen Stacy.
No, I don't think so.
She's not going to play Mayday Parker. I don't think they're going to pull anything alternate reality from this.
No. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Speedball? Not Speedball. Whatever her name is.
No, don't say that. So we got the Punisher, we got the Hulk, we got a look at Tom Holland in the costume, and the costume looks fabulous.
It's hyperbolically speaking the best live action Spider-Man suit we've ever gotten.
Yeah, I mean it there's no notes. Like it looks like it sounds stupid to say it looks like a Spider-Man suit, but
the cartridges, like the big cartridges there, just man.
And he looks like a 20-something-year-old Peter Parker now, which is great. It's kind of crazy. Like, this is the first live action Spider-Man that we've seen age with the role,
right?
Where he started out as like the high school kid,
yes,
and now he's like the young adult college guy,
right?
And he's kind of aged up with that, which is really, really cool to see. Right. Destin Daniel Cretton has spit in the face of John Watts, who once said that you can't do practical web swinging because it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, Destin Cretton said, "Shut up,
shut up."
I will
put that Spider-Man on a crane and get him swinging.
Did he still do the Wonder Man show?
I don't know if he had. Yeah, I think so.
Is he cool?
He's pretty cool.
Wonder Man is cool.
I did enjoy Yahya Abdul-Mateen being on the Fantastic Four premiere in character.
Yeah,
as Simon Williams.
I remember I texted you and I was like, "Oh, look, he's got the glasses that he wears in the comics." And you were like, "No, listen to what he's saying. He's actually Simon Williams right now." And I said, "Oh shoot!"
But yes, Destin Daniel Cretton did create the Wonder Man show.
Wow.
He created it. The showrunner is Andrew Guest.
Okay, I mean, full picture at Daniel Destin Cretton. I mean, Shang-Chi is one of the most underrated Marvel movies that we've gotten so far, in my opinion. I think that movie is tight. I think that movie is fun. I think the action is, it's some of the best action in the entire MCU, and it's a travesty that we haven't seen Simu Liu since the same time we've seen Stranger Things, about 3 years. We haven't seen him. We're not going to see Simu Liu for... you think he's going to show up in this movie?
In the Spider-Man movie?
Just for a post-credit scene, a second, something?
I'd be surprised.
I don't know.
Because we just don't... we don't know what that character's role in the world is right now.
It's so odd to me that he just got shelved and sidelined after that film. That film was awesome.
Yeah, it goes to the larger problem over there that they kind of encountered in the... that 2020 to 2023-ish range where they just shotgunning characters and not really having a plan really, or like a timeline, I guess. Not really so much a plan, but like a timeline. I
think they went so character centric of this character needs to be here, we need to fast track, but then it gets to your problem of but who are the Avengers? Because it's even a point, Doctor Strange isn't part of the Avengers, but his films were still working during the Infinity Saga. You have these other side characters who kind of filter in, but there was no, we'll talk about it always we're blue in the face. They had a main character issue, which we're going to talk about with Fantastic Four First Steps. They might have solved as well too. It was right under our noses. So I don't know, man. This Spider-Man movie is I've been puzzled the last few days because obviously the set photos look incredible. He looks amazing in the suit. He's going to be, college-aged Peter Parker, pull out that camera for J. Jonah Jameson because you got to make some money or broke. That's finally the Peter Parker everybody's been asking for. But then, the Punisher thing, I was like, oh, that's awesome, getting the Punisher. And then they said the Hulk, and I was like, oh, no. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous about the Hulk stuff. And I'm not as nervous for the narrative of the movie as I am for Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. That's what I'm truthfully nervous about. I personally think they added him because they needed a way to get him ready for Doomsday because they have something big for him in Doomsday.
Do you think there's any chance that the movie opens and he's just Bruce Banner again.
It could. I mean, he figured it out in She-Hulk. He figured it out.
And like, and he kind of serves as a kind of, not a replacement for, but kind of an analog to Kurt Connors.
It could be in a way where like he's trying, augmentate self-augmentation, things like that. It could be. I don't see that outside the realm of the possibility, but I'm also thinking about the studio being the studio.
Yeah,
the studio
for sure.
Getting ready for the big team-up movie that's going to make a gazillion dollars. And
Yeah.
one of the focal points of that will have the Hulks being on point. And, the Hulks being on point is going to include Mark. You need the main Hulk to, like, we haven't seen that main Hulk as that main Hulk since 2015 or 2017, excuse me. So you're talking about how many years? You're talking about 9 years or 8 years since we've seen like a true, proper, like angry Hulk, like ready to fight anybody. Like it's been years upon years. So that's why I thought Mr. Negative was going to be the main character of this film, because he was going to flip Savage Hulk back out and put, Smart Hulk back away for a long time. But we'll see how this goes. I'm still invested. I mean,
it's Spider-Man. Yeah,
it's Spider-Man Hulk. Like it's
the Superman argument. Like
right.
at the end of the day, it's Spider-Man.
Right.
And it seems like, Hulk aside, that it's going to be just kind of set in New York, and Spider-Man is just going to be Spider-Man and about.
Right.
which is what you could ask. All you can ask for.
Right.
And I mean, the Punisher stuff is super interesting to me, because I don't know whether it's because of the character or because it's Bernthal, but like that character seems to be getting fast-tracked for like a lot of different things.
I just think it's Bernthal himself.
It has to be, right?
Like he's just so freaking cool. Like he's just
like they put him in Daredevil, spun off into his own thing that's coming out next year, to now he's going to be the first kind of TV character to star in a movie.
Oh, that's right. That is the first like TV character that's going to get like a big up. I mean,
besides like Monica,
yeah, and Miss Marvel,
and Monica and Miss Marvel, yeah.
But from like the Netflix crew, I think that's important.
I mean, Charlie Cox was in No Way Home, but,
right, for 5 seconds.
Yeah, but the Punisher, for all intents and purposes, is going to be like in this movie,
right?
To what capacity we don't know. But
I mean, it might be like a Black Widow and Captain America: Winter Soldier, where like
that'd be great.
He's in this movie. Like he is.
I think that'd be awesome.
Focal points of this film.
I think that's awesome.
And obviously, the next movie, you can't not, in my opinion, because the next movie is going to be post Secret Wars. You just have to do Daredevil, Kingpin. It's Spider-Man, like that. It's the easiest thing to kind of get them out, get you some money, keep it street level. Those multiverse ones for them make some money though.
They do be making money.
Speaking of the multiverse,
yeah,
gonna take a little trip to Earth 828.
Fantastic Four First Steps came out a couple weeks ago. Much has been made of the box office returns, which, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's right now worldwide 367 million, budget about 220, so it made its money back. A lot of people made a big kind of craziness about the drop off from the first to the second week, which I don't think is substantial or significant in any way. This movie made money is all that matters. And then, hopefully, most importantly to Marvel, it's their kind of second really well received movie in a row.
Right.
Between this and Thunderbolts.
Yep.
If you look at the aggregate stuff, holding strong 86% on Rotten Tomatoes among critics and 92% among fans and viewers, which is what you want. Like it doesn't really get much better than that for a major releases, when the critics and the viewers are both like, yeah, this movie's pretty good. And I think this movie is fabulous.
Yeah, I think this movie is really good. I kind of, obviously you get your out of theater like wow. And then it's all about like, does that fade or does it stay? I feel like for Superman, for me, it stayed. Like I only saw that movie once. I didn't get a chance to see it a second time, and I'm still itching to. I still want to see that movie again. But even looking at Fantastic Four, and I think I was right about my assumption where like Superman's importance was that it had to work because you needed to get this new universe off the ground, and you needed to understand that like this is the new age of DC, which we can go into the tomorrow. versus Fantastic Four First Steps was like, the studio needs this one. The studio needs to get us ready for the big conflict, the big billion-dollar movies that are about to come out. We need to get us ready. And boy, did they.
Yes. And I mean, getting the easy thing out of the way, it's easily the best Fantastic Four movie.
You never saw the one from 1990.
The bar wasn't very high, I'll admit, but this movie just far and exceeded any of those other Fantastic Four movies.
You know why? The family stuff.
The family stuff. Yeah, the family stuff. I mean, that's. I know I heard a lot of people, I guess we'll talk about it a little bit more in spoilers, saying like there wasn't enough, action, like they didn't use their powers enough. Like, if that's your complaint about a Fantastic Four movie, you really don't get the Fantastic Four. They've never really been about they are, I would say there are three things, right? And the third thing in terms of priority is the superheroes. They're superheroes third. What they are more than superheroes are scientists and explorers. Like that's their bag. They are not, they're not Captain America. They're not the Avengers. They are a family of scientists and explorers who are more concerned with the machinations of the universe than they are saving the universe.
I think the character that most benefits them, and we can just kind of go down that route now, is Johnny Storm. And I saw some people complaining about it. I didn't understand why. Like, it's one of those situations where it feels like you can't win either way. Like, oh, now he's not which he still was in the film, to the film's point. He still was that playboy, but also he's not an idiot. Like, that's what I think people do not understand is Johnny Storm's not an idiot. He's not a dumb, jock that, dates women and drives fast cars. Like, he had to train to be a NASA astronaut. Like, he is a smart individual. His sister is a genius. His brother-in-law is a genius. Like, the guy's going to pick up some things, which he did in this film.
Yeah, I mean, talk about it in spoilers, but he has one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. Joseph Quinn, I guess we could just start with the cast. Like, Joseph Quinn is great. I mean, if you've been listening to this podcast since this cast got announced, I've been saying the entire time that he was going to crush this. I just, you could tell. I mean, all I had to work on was how he was in Stranger Things, which is a similar offshoot to this version of Johnny Storm, in the sense that he's this rogue, kind of brash exterior, but in here is heart and someone that cares very deeply about the people in his life. And he tapped into that in this movie for this role, and he was fabulous.
Yeah.
And like I said, he has one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. Yeah.
Now he has to play Captain America in 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, man, a British guy playing Captain America.
Oh, yeah. It's a cardinal sin.
Oof. And then Ebon Moss-Bachrach, I think, was one that we were both pretty excited for as Ben Grimm, and he's great. I would say he probably gets the least to do.
It feels like because a lot of his stuff was cut.
Yeah, that definitely seems probable. But what he does get to do, not so much. Again, this isn't a movie that's about that. I think Johnny probably uses his powers the most.
Yeah, I feel like visual effects wise, fire's pretty. I think that Hollywood's got fire under control.
It looks great though.
It looks amazing
when he's like the Human Torch and he's flying around. So as far as like powers and showing off powers go, like the Thing doesn't do too much. He's kind of there as like this, which is to my point about not it being them about using their powers. He's a stabilizing force throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, I love how the fact that they're 4 years beyond, and like Johnny and Ben's hazing is minimal to the point where Ben is like, I hate to even put it, like, Ben is their rock. Like, Ben is like, he makes everybody feel a little bit better. He's carrying Franklin around in his hand. Like, he's just the great guy. He's like the great best friend of the friend group. That's like, you're the best of us. Like, you really are.
And you can still see that he has some misgivings and regrets about his physical state.
Yeah,
it's just not really told to us.
No, but you can. But I think that's the true strength of Ebon Moss-Bachrach is as Ben Grimm is you can feel it. You know, a lot of his physicality, a lot of his emotions, and, you know, a lot of the, you know, tone of his voice, you can feel that pain. And, you know, it's a pain that just, it's never going to go away. He's the only one that was, and Reed talks about it, he's like, you were the only one that was physically affected. Like, you can, like, the rest of us can turn this on and off. Like, I can't. But, like, I love how this far in the future, Ben came to terms with it. And, like, I love, and we're going to talk about Pedro Pascal last, but I love how, like, Reed's mind only goes, like, I did this to you, and Ben's like, dude, it's been 4 years. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he's not treated as, like, a freak by, like, the people either.
No, he's
like the
their, like, mascot.
He's like, yeah, he's beloved, yeah. People walking around there, they got their masks, like their thing masks, which is cool. And then, yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the other two in a second. I just wanted to pivot to the two antagonists. First and foremost, Julia Garner. Incredible.
Oh, she was awesome.
Just portrayed everything that you could want out of a Silver Surfer in terms of, like, that cold stoicism.
There's a brokenness to the Silver Surfer as well, too. And I always talk about it, like, some of the best comics you can read are Silver Surfer comics because they really capture it. I mean, Donny Cates really did a great job at it as well. J. Michael Straczynski does a great job at it, or did a great job at it. Like, when the Silver Surfer deals in this, like, you know, existentialism of the isolation of, like, you're the final survivor, and then on top of that, you're doing the bidding of, like, you know, of evil, but it's not evil. It's you know, it's benevolence. It's, you know, it's the universe.
It's nature.
It's nature. Like, and they did a really good job of treating Galactus as a, you know, as a natural disaster.
Yeah, she, you know, behind the cold stoicism of the Silver Surfer, you can tell just based on just her expressions, there's this kind of just mourning in that character that I think she just portrays magnificently. And, like, Silver Surfer has one of the best action sequences in the movie. Probably the highlight action sequence of the movie, to be honest.
You take 2001 Gravity for that one shot. Interstellar, like, they were just doing Interstellar for the shot, like the exteriors of the ship shots, like the mounted camera shots, is that they, you know, actually shot it, which they did. The Excelsior one was they had a 13-foot miniature that they actually shot, which was really awesome. Interstellar, 2001 Gravity. Like, they took all the best sci-fi movies of all time, and they just did it in that scene. It was absurdly insane.
She surfs the black hole.
The hour of that movie is just lightning. It is so good. Like, the first 30 is, like, the Fantastic Four. Like, I love the approach. That sequence there is, like, it's money. Like, that is such a great second act action sequence. But Julia Garner's phenomenal. Ralph Ineson.
Yeah.
That voice.
How
is that even real?
It's tremendous. Just the way he just is. I don't know how else to say it.
Darkseid is. He's a force. He's just a presence. Like, and again, like, I love the approach where, you know, he talks about himself being older than the universe. Like, you have all the comic isms of Galactus, but again, there's this isolation.
Oh, we'll talk about the comic isms of this movie because it's the main solution that's devised in the third act is the most comic booky solution to anything I think I've ever seen in my life. And I loved it.
Yeah.
But Galactus, yeah, I mean, just, I love this idea that he is trapped.
Yes.
And that he's like a prisoner to his own hunger.
There's a narrative, there's like a thematic through line of being trapped, because obviously Ben's trapped the way they are, the four of them are trapped the way they are. The most impressive one, I think, that played from a character, you know, arc lens is Reed's trapped in his own mind, and everybody else has to feel the wrath of that, especially Sue. And, you know, going on to Sue Storm, I mean, it's I thought when I was going into the movie, that was going to be the most impactful performance. It's a close second. It is a close second. That speech she has at the end of the second act is phenomenal. Vanessa Kirby, I believe they're going to really utilize her going forward in the MCU as well, too, as one of their pillars. Like, to your point, you said that before, like, you better kind of prop her up as much as you can. She is incredible as Sue Storm. She's not, you know, She's not used as a sex symbol. She is
not at all.
We might have learned she's the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four.
She's incredibly powerful.
She is incredibly powerful. They all are incredibly powerful. They really showed that, like, the thing's literally carrying an entire freight ship. Johnny's soaking up, like, in engulfing fire. Sue, we'll save it for a second.
Yeah.
Sue does something absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
And Reed, he's smart.
He's smart. He uses the stretchy bits in periods.
But they do the best thing that you do with Reed Richards. That's not his power.
Yeah, so Vanessa Kirby she runs the gambit of emotions throughout this movie.
Yep.
And she does a great job of being not just the mother to Franklin Richards, but like really like the mom to like the other two, like to Ben and Johnny. Like there's that funny bit when they're kind of talking like about stuff and she just like pops in like, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, these characters aren't dull. These characters aren't.
No, they bounce off. They all bounce in like in a way that the first iteration and obviously the second iteration, like those other movies, like they never really found the dynamic of the four of them together. If that makes sense. Yeah. Like, you know, it always felt like, especially in the first two Fantastic Four movies, it always felt like Reed and Sue, Ben and Johnny. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one, you really, like, they kind of play like musical chairs with each other. Yes. Like, Reed and Johnny have a couple scenes.
I really appreciated that because that's usually the one that falls through the wayside the most.
Reed and Johnny have some scenes together. Ben and Reed have scenes together. Sue and Johnny have scenes together. Like, they really, like I said, they kind of musical chair it and really, like, let these actors bounce off of each other in a way that I thought was really effective. And I think, you know, Sue to the leading up to this movie was like she was going to be like the heart of the team, and she is. You know, in more ways than one, she kind of drives the narrative forward for a lot of these scenes. Like when she is angry, the team is angry. When she is calm, the team is calm. You know what I mean? Like it's really interesting how that dynamic plays out. And again, Vanessa Kirby, like just perfect, just outstanding. And then, you know, last but not least, maybe the most divisive casting in recent memory for a comic book movie was Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. Yeah. And man, was he phenomenal.
Yeah, this is going to go down as one of my favorite. I mean, you remember when I got out of, like, I feel like we were all buzzing about different things. Mm-hmm. I was specifically buzzing about how, in my opinion, incredible that Reed Richards was. And it's kind of simple for a man that's mind is so complex. It's very simple. Like, his mind is his greatest asset, and it's also his worst enemy. And I've never seen it portrayed in live action that incredible. Mm-hmm. He truthfully, like, the way his mind works is so 5-dimensional, but that's also the problem is that he sees everything. He sees absolutely everything to the point where Sue's like, you know, sometimes, you know, I do not like you for your mind. Like you are a bit, you know, for lack of a better term, evil. Like the thoughts that you let run through your head and like.
And one in particular, which we'll talk about is kind of chilling.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yep. He's cold a bit, but he's also warm when he needs to be. Like, that's why you get Pedro Pascal. It's like, it's the same reason you made him Joel, because when he does the bad things, that's still Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, it's just funny. It's funny how the world works. They're like, oh man, this guy's freaking in everything. You know why he's in everything? It's because he's really good.
Yes.
He's really good at this acting thing, it turns out. And that's no different in this. Like it's great. The performance is great for a multitude of reasons. One, it's great because he knows, and maybe this is more of a directing thing than an acting thing, but they know when to pull him back.
Yes.
And to not make him the focus of any given scene. Like they know it's really just between him and Sue. Like they play that kind of tug of war game. Like, all right, who's like, is she leading the scene? Is he leading the scene? And they never really step on one another, which I really, really appreciated. You know, to the point where like it would have been really easy, much like the first couple Fantastic Four movies, like to make the plot center around him and make her kind of like the support to him. But it never plays across that way. They really do play like the two leads of the movie together and driving the plot forward together.
Right.
And they share, I don't know, 90% of the movies they're in it, probably.
Man, he's so good. He is so good as Reed Richards, and I guess we can just kind of jump into spoilers as well too.
Yeah,
unless you have any last? I don't.
No, final thoughts would just be, I just think that people just need to, and I hope Marvel does the same, like just drop this idea that all of these movies are going to make $1 billion.
Well, it's a lot of this comes from the new age of that we're living in. Like everything wants to be short form. That's part of it. You lessen a film's runtime, you can get more plays, which in theory gets you more money. You know what also gets you more money? Making a dang good movie sometimes. And obviously, it sucks because Marvel's best 2 movies in recent memory have been the last 2 movies that they put out, and they didn't make as much money as the crappy movies that they put out in the last few years. So it's tough.
It's tough. It's tough, but at the same time, like I hope that they just realize like this is, regardless of what happens money-wise, like this is what people want.
Right.
And granted, I know Deadpool and Wolverine made $1 billion, but that's because of what it was. It wasn't a spectacle in terms of like Avengers like being, 100 million characters and tying together, but it was a spectacle in the sense that like these were 2 actors that people have been clamoring to see together on screen for years.
Right.
When it served as this homage to the Fox X-Men movies and all this other stuff that went into Deadpool and Wolverine. I would say like Marvel probably has 3 bankable $1 billion properties. The Avengers, Spider-Man, and funny enough, Deadpool and Wolverine. But yeah. I wouldn't expect any of their other properties to broach $1 billion beyond those 3 properties.
No. At this point, no.
Unless, like, whatever. Unless it's not going to happen, but unless they did, like, another Iron Man movie.
Which is not
going to happen.
An X-Men movie is not going to crack $1 billion.
I don't think so.
Now, unless it's an Avengers versus X-Men, which is a terrible, massive movie. You're not making $1 billion. They're just not going to. It's Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars will both make $1 billion.
Spider-Man probably will also.
I think this new Spider-Man will, especially if they give a glimpse at Doom at some point, not attached to the Spider-Man movie, but like to get people ready. Like I do truthfully think that movie's going to make $1 billion. And again, that's why I personally think they added the Hulk into that movie.
And you can just, they reported it however long ago that Kevin Feige literally consulted with Gareth Edwards on like, hey, how do we drive the cost down on these movies?
Characters?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how it didn't feel like they were spending trillions of dollars on these movies up until like maybe like Iron Man 3? Like you could start to really, really feel it. Like the movies didn't overtly feel like these like insane 3 like Indiana Jones, the last Indiana Jones movie where it's $400 million budget.
Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man Quantumania, I think the budget was like 300 something million. Like this Fantastic Four movie looks spectacular.
Oh, it looks
and it's like a $200 million movie.
The Thunderbolts it's always going to be my example that the Thunderbolts is one of the best looking Marvel movies, but it's not the best looking Marvel movie because of all this other visual. It's the best looking Marvel movie because they have a definitive cinematographer, they have a definitive production design, they were doing most of the stuff practically. Like it's almost insane is when you filmmake, you get good results.
Yeah,
he was filmmaking miniatures he was using. He put Ralph Ineson in the dang suit. Like he built all those sets that they were using. That's actual filmmaking. Like the Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are like different sides to the same filmmaking coin where like one's using like, the George Lucas and the Stanley Kubrick approach. And, one's using like the A24 cinema approach. Like we're going to do everything lower budget, all practically a lot of hand to hand. Like, and the other one's like, no, if we're going to do this, we're going to make it feel like a classic sci-fi film, which this movie is a sci-fi film.
Yeah. And I guess that's the last thing I want to talk about before we jump into spoilers is just the world of this Earth 828, man.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Say that again. Man, the
retrofuturism stuff just it's like scratching an itch in my brain that like
you didn't know you had.
Yeah, it's just like this is. I told you. I think I kind of buried the lead, but like I told you, like I don't think I stopped smiling from through like the first hour of the movie. It did the Avatar thing for me. Like it teleported me to a different world, and I was in. from the word go, I was in. And I haven't felt that from a Marvel movie since probably Guardians of the Galaxy. Like the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie did that for me. And I mean, not to say like all these other Marvel movies, Black Panther also did that to me too. But there was also an element in Black Panther, like it still takes place on Earth, even though like, you know, flying into Wakanda is
one of the coolest
unbelievable
moments in the MCU.
It's unbelievable. And this movie did that type of thing for me. Like it did what Guardians did. It did what like that specific sequence in Black Panther does. It teleports you to another world, which I mean, it is another world technically, but it's still, that's the thing you have to remind yourself about this too, is like, it's still Earth.
But it's even beyond that. It's the Ted Gilbert show. It's the fact that they're on these live presentations and like, that's where it's funny enough where that's where the realism comes from.
Reed Richards is doing this, and we'll talk about it when we talk about the end of the movie. He's doing this Bill Nye the Science Guy.
He's like Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye, like rolled into one of like, you know, he's like this guy that's like, he is like your like lead scientist to like the public. Like he's the one that like,
he's like
listen to you.
He's like a scientific Mr. Rogers.
Yes. But you made a great point before this movie came out and they executed it. Like that's his front face.
It's all fake.
He's cold.
Not fake, but it's a performance that he puts on.
Yes. He's a bit cold. He's a bit.
And that's why this isn't a spoiler because they released a scene online. Like that's why it's so jarring for the audience, not the audience, but the like the crowd, like the reporters when they get back from the Galactus mission and they're like, whoa, like answer us this, like, are we safe? And he goes, are we safe? I don't know.
Yeah, because his brain is computating. It's not his brain wasn't dealing in emotional intelligence.
He he couldn't be in PR mode at that point.
No.
He was just Reed Richards, and that's why everyone was like, what did he just say? Mr. That's like if Mr. Rogers, like, yes, Mr. Rogers, like, hey, Mr. Rogers, is everything okay today? And Mr. Rogers was like, no.
Yeah. Like, Mr. Rogers is there a global pandemic coming out? And he's like, maybe.
And you're like,
what?
No, don't say that.
What do you mean?
So yeah, the world is fantastic. I can't stop it. I can't stop myself from saying it. And I just love the fact that, again, like the first 5 minutes they put online, like I just love like, boom, here they are. This is what they've done. This is what they're about. Then here you go. And we're off to the races. I love that. So yeah, I mean, that being said, we can jump into spoilers. The plot of this movie is Galactus is coming to devour the Earth, but he, upon meeting the Fantastic Four for the first time, realizes that Sue Storm is pregnant and pregnant with a very, very gifted baby.
Yeah, well, he realizes that baby has the power cosmic and like inside of him. So he's like, hey, that kid's gonna take my place. And you're like, excuse me? He's like, no, that kid will do what I do. He'll be good. I love it because like that adds the only layer of humanity you need to Galactus, that like he's tired. He's tired. I'm tired of this, grandpa. Like, I do not want to do this.
Everyone in this movie is tired.
I mean, for lack of a better term, he just wants to die at this point. He's like, I need to be released from this. I'm in hell.
I'm constantly hungry.
I'm man.
You ever been hungry?
Yeah.
Imagine being hungry all the time.
Yeah. He said, I just ate a 5-course meal and I'm still hungry. I just ate Saturn, but Neptune's looking scrumdiddly. I don't know what to do. I'm sick of it.
I love the steampunk element of the world ship.
Oh, yeah. That was a cool little design choice. It did feel very 60s to it as well, too. 60s depictions of things like that. I thought it was pretty interesting as well, too. It felt alien. It felt alien to the time. So, man, when they get there and he opens it, like, no, it's not even, when his eyes light up, I was like, oh, my God, he's cooking.
Yeah, and again, the voice, like Ralph Ineson, is the perfect choice. Because when he talks, you listen. I think Ralph Ineson even said he doesn't speak, he decrees.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I thought was a great way to describe it. Yeah. And he's just like, look, if you give me your child, I will spare your planet.
Yeah.
Which, as far as Galactus goes, it's as good a deal as you're going to get.
Sure.
Because usually he doesn't negotiate.
No. Galactus doesn't negotiate with ants. And he did.
And I just love, I love the faith that the people of Earth have in the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
when they're like, all right, we're gonna go up there and we're gonna show Galactus a thing or two about a thing or
That's a
two.
big part of the comic-isms of this too, of like, this is a comic book world. Like, this is Superman share that where like everybody's like, well, you guys can do it. Like, it's a very 60s approach to the comics where like the world's like, you guys can do this.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four, like it's like an event. Like they go up, they're gonna go up in the big spaceship and
it's a space race.
Everyone's like, yeah, here they go. Like we're all gonna take off from work.
And why wouldn't they believe it? If they're the only protectors on that world and they defeated Red Ghost, they defeated every single villain. Mole Man. They defeated Mole Man.
Mole Man, by the way.
Man, Paul Walter Hauser, that's not the last we're going to see of him either. I love this little, like, spat that he had. Like, him and Reed Richards are, like, they
just don't like each other. And not in, like, a rival way. There's just something about each of them that they just don't.
It's like the biggest reaction I got out of Reed, and his son was in mortal danger in this film. And that
when he called him out.
Yeah, and
Reed Richards was like, dude.
Yeah. Well, why Iona? Oh, you should hit him with a good why Iona.
And Sue was like, gentlemen,
relax. And Paul Walter,
boys,
like,
please,
whatever you say, Miss Richards.
That was great. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I really like the fact that they're like, all right, we don't know what this Galactus is about. We're gonna go up there and we're gonna
and I love
take care of them.
I love their hubris too, because in their mind they're like, we haven't lost yet. Who's to say we're gonna lose now? And then they get up there and they're like,
it's immediate too. It's immediate. Like when they see Galactus, they're like, holy shit.
Well, I love the prelude to it, and it being even Silver Surfer gets there and they're like, she's a bit of an issue. And then they get to Galactus, they're like, uh-oh. And like that must have been how it felt reading those comics at the time, because they had, dealt with these earthly threats, and then excuse me?
That's the thing too that people have got to understand about the Fantastic Four is like, people are like, why are they not saving Galactus to be like an Avengers level threat? I'm like, here's the thing, you gotta, the Fantastic Four, even though there are only 4 of them, they are more capable than the Avengers.
Oh yeah, put together. 100%.
There's a reason why there's 1,000 X-Men. There's a reason why there's 400 people in the Avengers, and there's a reason why there's only 4 people in the Fantastic Four. And the only time that they add another person in the Fantastic Four is when it's Spider-Man.
Yeah, or She-Hulk.
Yeah, or Wolverine.
Or Wolverine for some odd.
Wolverine is in every group.
Yeah, he is. He gets the time to shine.
Wolverine is always there.
Yes.
But there's a reason why the Fantastic Four are just 4 of them. Is because the 4 of them can handle a threat like Galactus.
Right.
Like the Avengers would not solve the Galactus problem.
No, they didn't have anybody that's smart.
They wouldn't have anyone who would decide, what if we just took the Earth and moved it to another dimension?
Yo, that was insane. And I love the approach, the Bill Nye approach. That's like if Bill Nye said, we all need to mask up and make sure we wear our mask, and we're going to get through this pandemic. And everybody's like, all right. I didn't believe that part for once. You know what? If you're thinking about the 60s optimism, I would believe that the entire world would band together to do it. Except for Latveria. I guarantee you, Doomsday, if you guys turn off one light tonight, I'm going to lose it.
Just because I just want to give Reed Richards grief.
Don't even think about turning off that light.
Again, like that's like Superman did this too. It's the most, that resolution of we're gonna teleport the Earth.
Huh?
Yes. Perfect. That's a comic book. That's a comic book solution.
That is a 60s comic book solution. That's like when you're looking up like on Watch Mojo, like top 10 craziest comic feats of all time.
Like with Superman, like grabs like a rope and he like ties planets together and he's swinging planets around. Like that, like Reed Richards was like, we could just teleport the Earth.
Everybody was like, all right.
Yeah, great.
He did wartime. I need all the boys and girls to grab as much scrap metal as you can.
I loved that. I loved that.
That little sequence, yeah. It's
like the little montage of like the Earth working together to build these bridges to teleport.
What was Black Panther talking about?
Like we're just gonna build like these bridges across the world, and look, Reed Richards teleported this egg across the room, so why can't he move the Earth?
Yeah.
I love Johnny too. Is like, dude, you moved an egg across the room, and now you want to move the whole Earth.
You blacked out the entire block when you did. I'm sure you want to teleport the entire Earth, and Reed's like, well, I'm the smartest man that's ever. You know what? This is a Reed Richards that I believe is the smartest.
Yes.
This is, one of the cool little things that they added, like how of an inventor he is. Like he's just built. He's like, did you build that crib? I built it. I built 3 other cribs because I was bored and I'm done. Now I'm on. Like, you can tell he's a bit
Up himself?
No. You can tell he's a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. But it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So Sue's pregnant. We've all seen the pregnancy reveal scene. It's great.
Galactus incites the pregnancy. Galactus is like, skip 2 months. Baby's coming now. You're like, huh?
I love because it answers one line that Galactus has that answers a ton of questions. Like, because Reed obviously is Reed. He can't help himself. He's running 100,000 tests on this baby every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then Reed's like, he doesn't have powers. He doesn't have powers. And Galactus is like, no, he has powers. But he's so advanced that he's hiding his powers from you.
Mm-hmm.
And Reed's like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm the smartest man alive.
Yeah. And Galactus is, and you know what? I love how smart Reed is. Reed is even so smart to understand that Galactus is so old that intrinsically he is just going to be smarter than I am because he's experienced way, way, way more than I have on different planets and different solar systems, and he experienced the whole previous universe. Like, it's just an experience thing at that point, which is giving him, the leg up on us. He said it's going to take me a decade to try to figure out his physiology, any way to do this. Like, what if we sacrifice Franklin? So was like, huh?
Yeah, that's the moment, right? There's a couple moments in that second act where like the mask comes off of Reed Richards, and one of them is the scene where he's talking to Franklin in his lab, and he's like, most fathers want their children to grow up to be like them, and I don't want that for you because I'm a horrible person.
I'm a horrible, terrible person that does horrible, terrible things. And man, that scene where like it's more he doesn't snap at Sue, but it's the four of them, and you can feel the tension, especially with Johnny and Ben, and they're like, oh God, like.
Well, it's like it's the kids, like when mom and dad are fighting, you're like, ooh,
yeah,
I don't like
and
this.
Like, Sue's like, I can't believe you would even Sue. And this is part of why their relationship is so strong and why it's so, because Sue already knew that he was going to think about it.
Well,
Sue already knew.
Because they get back to Earth and they're confronted again by the reporters, and the predictable thing happens where they're like, we're not giving up our kid to Galactus, and the public is like, why not?
Yeah. One child, baby, for 7 billion people.
So they're like debriefing, and then I love how he doesn't outright say it. I love that it's Sue that says it, where she's like, you've already thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
You've already kind of come to the conclusion that like it makes sense. And that's why you suck.
Mm-hmm.
And then Reed's like, I can't turn this off.
Yeah, I see he said, I created basically the police job is done for them so I can deal with other things. I think about ways to kill other people before they can kill you. That's the only way my brain works. And that's, I think, one of the strongest narrative pieces for Reed Richards' character pieces is the fact that you can see why in the Ultimate Universe he turned into the Maker. The only reason that he didn't have the rest of them. Like, see what happens if he doesn't have his grounding force? Like, his mind will go and it will go and it will go. And I really hope, because I'm assuming post Secret Wars, they're going to transport themselves to the future and they'll just be they'll be in the present day as the Fantastic Four with the Avengers and the X-Men running around. But like Reed will be like, you'll see like how far he could fall if he does. Like, I just hope they really follow the Hickman run, like post Secret Wars, where he's like, I'm gonna solve every problem that there ever, and he's gonna be like, I have a whole new universe to do this in now. Like, I have to basically start from scratch and fix everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just love that moment. I love that he is aware of it. Like, usually it's like he's going about his business, and it's usually some other character that will like come to them and be like, hey, you suck for this reason, right? But like, he already knows that. Mm-hmm. He already knows what his flaws are, and he just his realization is like he can't change that.
No,
like he can't, he can't undo it. He can't change it. So he's just trying to do his best with it, right. And sometimes his best is the worst decision morally. But mathematically, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And even Ben and Johnny are like, nope, absolutely not. We're going to find another way. And then meanwhile, the public is turning on them, which is something that they've never experienced. Mm-hmm. And that paves the way for, one of the things about Sue Storm in this movie is that she's a diplomat, essentially.
Yeah, she's like she's an
envoy for like this Earth's version of the UN, which I think is really cool. I think that's a really cool kind of. I love how comic booky this universe is. I love how, and it ties into the Fantastic Four. It kind of actually ties more into like the Justice League versus the Avengers, where I don't know if you read any of those crossover comics, but like they switch Earths at one point, and the Avengers get to the Justice League's Earth, and they see like the Flash has a museum, and like Superman has all these statues, and they're like, holy crap, like there are heroes that like are actually revered by people.
Everybody hates us.
And I think that would be a nice thing for when this happens too. Like the Fantastic Four get to like the main Earth, and they're like, why does everyone hate superpowered people in this Earth? Like we're kind of beloved. So for them, like it's very jarring when the public starts turning on them. And Sue Storm uses, like Reed is like his mind is his superpower, but for Sue Storm, like her diplomacy is her superpower, and like her empathy is her superpower.
It's her humanity. Her humanity is really what kind of drives her. And she understands. She knows what loss feels like. She knows what family feels like, and I think that's the most important thing. Like, I mean, she talks about
Dom Toretto somewhere.
Dom Toretto's like, "I love you, Sue. Sue, you get it.
Sue understands.
Sue, you understand." She understands. Like, she gets why it's so important. Like, she talks about her father, and like her father wasn't perfect, but he tried, and like the importance of family. Like, we have this superhero team, but it's my husband, my brother, and my best friend. Like, this is our family, and now our son. Like, this is our family, and like you guys are our family. The planet Earth is our family. Like, we will protect you. Like,
it's one of the best lines in the movie when she says, "I will not sacrifice my son for the world, but I will not sacrifice this world for my son." Like, we will find a way to win. Like, all of us.
Yeah, I sat up in my seat in the theater when I heard that.
Like, oof. I was like, let her cook.
That was hard.
And then, I mean, I guess Ben has a little side plot, sort of,
with
that felt like it got cut
with Natasha Lyonne.
Classic Ben Grimm, sat in a trench coat, looking longingly at a woman subplot.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't make her Alicia Masters, because hopefully post Secret Wars they'll kind of go about, because this franchise is only going to build upon itself. Like this franchise, like it's going to do the Black Panther thing where a big portion of Doomsday is probably going to be encompassing of this.
This movie does not end in a way that I thought it was going to go in.
Yeah, me too. This movie ends in the 70s.
Yeah. And I was convinced, and the Thunderbolts post-credit scene kind of maybe intentionally tricked me into doubling down on this idea that Galactus was going to actually destroy the Earth.
Yeah.
And the Fantastic Four were going to abscond to the main MCU Earth.
Right.
And the Thunderbolts post-credit scene kind of made me want to double down on that idea, because obviously in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, the Fantastic Four ship flies in.
Right.
But no, it seems like this, like to your point, it feels like this is going to be like the Wakanda thing, where like this Earth 828 becomes maybe a bigger part of Doomsday than we anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you keep this...
Kevin Feige even alluded to as much, where he said, like, we already have plans for some Avengers characters to be in the Baxter Building living room.
Right. You keep it very simple. I mean, let's just get this. The third act of this movie, so basically Silver Surfer destroys all the beam.
Great scene.
Yeah.
Where she's...
Because you're like in the theater, you're like, wow, because
this is actually going to work.
In the theater, you're thinking like your move, like you're...
Well, because they trapped the Silver Surfer in a black hole.
Right. So man, that scene, I'm going to think about that scene for a long, long time. That whole scene, that sequence is long. Their arrival to their departure, it's insane.
She can fly at light speed. They're like, she's still following us.
Yeah.
And I love, again, to the point of like Sue driving the emotions of the team, where she's like, Johnny, kill her.
Johnny, she's trying to kill your nephew, kill her. And he's like, all right. And then even and like, it's not Chris Evans' Johnny's story. Like, he actually locks in, and he's just like, okay, I got it.
We're gonna get to the scene in a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, they get there. I think in your head, your moviegoer sense is like, okay, well, what's going to happen is that he's going to transport the Earth, and then some shenanigans is going to happen, and she's going to come out of the black hole right next to the Earth. They're going to be, she's going to be like, Galactus, get over here. Like, I'll be there in an hour.
I'm moving very slow.
Yeah, let me heat my car up. I'll be there. I love how the movie's like, Galactus is going to be here in 3 days. Oh shoot!
Galactus is driving his little world ship.
Yeah. I love how he could treat it like a Honda Odyssey. He's just like, just driving. Just
how do we... And I love how, like, yeah, so to your point, like, the Silver Surfer just reemerges, and they're like, why are all the bridges going offline, and it's because the Silver Surfer is literally flying around the Earth, destroying them all, and you're like, oh god, she's mad.
Yep. She's about to get to the last one, but Johnny, which is the... Go ahead.
I love this bit. I love this little side plot.
Yeah, the B plot.
That's operating in the background of Johnny Storm being the only person that wants to understand what the hell the Silver Surfer's about. Mm-hmm. And I love that he just does it. Mm-hmm. Where he's working on it by himself. He's doing this whole thing by himself. He gets a recording from deep space and he's like, I swear to God, I've heard this language before. And then he has like 2 distinct moments with the Silver Surfer early in the movie. One we saw in the trailers where he goes up into space and like she kind of like gives him like the like mm-hmm. she looks at him. I love that little shot of like his face reflecting in her face. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then she kind of just punts him off the board. Then he tries to like get to know her a little bit more when on the world ship when they warn him like, Johnny, don't use your powers.
Yeah, you're gonna
in the
burn,
spaceship. You're gonna burn. You're gonna burn through your oxygen. And he's like, nah, I got this. And she says to him in like her language, like, love yours or something, whatever mm-hmm. she says. And Johnny's like, that was weird, but I could have swore I heard this language before. Mm-hmm. And then he starts Rosetta Stoning based on her words, her language. And it culminates in him going out when she's destroying all the bridges and he confronts her in Times Square mm-hmm. and he traps her mm-hmm. basically with the words of like her own mm-hmm. people. And he starts speaking her language to her, and it's the scene in the movie that made me go, "Wait a minute, right? What is going on? This movie's cooking right now." Right. And he breaks her. Mm-hmm. You know,
he basically, for all intents and purposes, tells her like, "Are you gonna keep being this monster, even though he did the exact? He was gonna. Why does your world get to survive, but all my world gets to die?" All these other planets get to die just because you picked them out for it. He said Galactus isn't picking these worlds out. You're picking these worlds out. So you're just okay with all these people dying, even though your world was sacrificed.
And then they do a little bit of, you know, Annihilation Wave foreshadowing when he just is like, instead of take me, mm-hmm. let me be. Mm-hmm. Let me replace you as the Herald of Galactus. Right. I will do that to save my family and save this world.
And to save you.
Yeah. Which is, like, I got chills, like, mm-hmm. just talking about this scene because it just, it doesn't come out of nowhere, but it's not really, you're just not really paying as much attention to it. Because, like, Johnny, this whole movie is, like, he's a little wacky, but, like, he's working on something, but you don't really... I guess you don't really think he's actually going to solve it by himself.
You think Reed's going to like walk by and be like, just carry the two. And he's like, oh, wow.
But the fact that he actually solves this by himself and he's the only one on the team that tries to understand the Silver Surfer. Because like that's his angle. Like that's the cool thing is like because Ben kind of falls in line a little bit. But like Sue kind of has her angle on how to deal with this. Reed has his angle and Johnny has his angle. And Johnny's angle is like, I'm not going to try and stop Galactus. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try and get to her because I can understand her. Mm-hmm. Like it's going to, Reed said whatever, it's going to take him a bajillion years to understand Galactus. Like Johnny's like, I can understand her. Mm-hmm. Like as much as you want to like kind of laugh it away, like that we had a connection, like we did connect. Mm-hmm. Like she spoke to me like in her language. That means something. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to try and pull on that thread. And he eventually pulls on that thread to the point where he breaks her. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't feel like he does because like she kind of just, you know, she kind of is like, look, I'm not talking about this. Mm-hmm. Like you get, like we see her backstory, but she doesn't like outwardly tell it to Johnny, but like, he's like, I get it. Like you did this to save your world. Now let me take your place.
And your daughter, which is probably Norrin Rad's daughter, is what I'm assuming this world is that instead of Norrin that went, it was Shalabal that went. Yeah. And then I wonder if they're going to do a situation where she meets Norrin, who also turned into the Silver Surfer, and she's like, got you too, eh?
Yeah, so she kind of like tells Johnny basically like, hey, sorry, but Galactus is coming, and if you don't kill the child, like your Earth is destroyed. Mm-hmm. But it's like obviously it sits in the back of her mind because she comes back at the end of the movie. So the bridges are destroyed, and everyone's like, what are we gonna do? And Reed's like,
we got one bridge left. Thank you, Johnny. We can divert all the power into one bridge and transport Galactus across the universe, right?
But in order to do that,
how are we going to get Galactus in Times Square in New York City on the entire planet?
And Reed's like, Look.
Reed looks at Franklin. He's like, Sue's like, don't. He's like, I didn't say anything. You didn't have to.
You didn't have to. We got to use the baby as a diversion.
Yeah.
As bait.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do the old Scooby-Doo. We're gonna put the real baby in a carriage, and then we're gonna swap the real baby out with a fake baby, and that's gonna trick Galactus long enough to teleport him across the universe without his ship. So he'll be stuck out there for a real long time.
Yeah. 1 Google years he'll be out there. We're good.
So that works because Galactus shows up and he gets out of his ship and he's like, "Ooh, New York City."
The land of opportunity.
He looks at the
he looks outside. He's like, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
He's stomping about New
I love
York
how
City.
he jumps out of his ship and like just creates a tidal wave in New York City.
He picks
Roland Emmerich, eat your heart out.
He grabs the dirt and he's like,
Wow. It's like me when I was a kid looking at an anthill and just taking it a little bit.
Earth dirt. He looks at the Statue of Liberty and is like,
You look French.
that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Where's my statue?
Yeah.
Where's my Galactus statue?
Why don't I get one of those?
So he's stomping through New York City and he gets to the thing and he looks down and he sees like the Fantastic Four. They're like, quick, switch the babies.
Yeah, somebody fire at his head. Or no, Johnny, what do? They do the it's clobbering time.
He said it. Johnny never says flame on, but Ben does say it's clobbering time.
Does he not say flame on?
He does it not once.
The doll says it.
The little figurine says it in the cereal. Which was funny. So yeah, they do a little they fall one step short of putting together a giant rope to trip Galactus in.
Oh my gosh.
Which is what they should have done.
Yeah.
Whoa! Galactus falls over. But yeah, so they do the old baby switcheroo. Galactus gets right in front of the spot that he needs to get to teleport him, and he's like,
You guys switched the baby, didn't you?
There's no baby here.
I have the power cosmic, you idiots.
You thought that was gonna work? So he uses his Galactus vision to look at the Baxter building, and he sees the baby there. Galactus has heat vision, and he has like infrared vision, I guess. It's part of his powers.
Very cool.
He sees the baby, and Herbie.
What a gem.
We love Herbie.
Yeah.
Thought bad things were gonna happen to Herbie, but they didn't.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
Herbie was like, "Oh, Galactus is coming!" Shuts the windows.
Yeah.
Starts singing to Franklin, and Galactus is like, "You thought a metal shutter was gonna stop me?"
That would have been funny if it did. What is this made out of? Vibranium?
He smashes through the building. He grabs the baby. He's very delicate with that baby, by the way.
Yeah. He's like, come on, dog. You better take my job.
And he's leaving with the baby, and that's when the Fantastic Four spring into action. Reed starts using everyone's using their powers. Johnny and
he does the clobbering bit because he throws Ben into the atmosphere just to show how incredibly stupid strong Galactus is.
Yeah.
And Johnny has to go get him. Johnny brings him back down. He's like, do the thing, dog. He's like, I don't want to. Do it.
It's clobbering time. He cannonball into Galactus. Knocks him backwards. Galactus is like, whoa. Ouch. Galactus said. What the hell did I just get hit with?
Yeah, a rock.
Quite literally got hit with a rock.
You got hit with a space rock.
Reed Richards is doing all sorts of stretchy... I don't know what he's doing. He's stretching around.
But Galactus got him. He's about to snap him.
He rubber bands him. Galactus was smiling.
Yeah.
When he was pulling Reed, he's like, this is fun. I like this.
Yeah.
Johnny's throwing fireballs.
Not working.
Not really working. And then... Hell hath no fury like a mother scorned.
Yeah.
Or a mother about to lose her child. Because Sue Storm decides, what if I was a multiversal threat?
Yeah. What did they say in X-Men 97? Omega level threat detected?
Yeah, it's the same bit.
Diplomacy only works for so long before you got to get those hands dirty.
Yeah, she decides to start going to work.
Literally just starts pushing Galactus back, and you think the first punch is like, all right, well, everybody got a little hit in, and then she hits him with the second wave. You're sitting there, you're like, she's not that strong, is she? Then she hits him with the third wave, and I'm like, is she that strong? Then she hits him with the last wave that pushes him right into the.
She's pushing Galactus back, and clearly it's taking a toll on her, and it's clearly this is something they know she's capable of, because even Reed is like, don't. You're pushing yourself too far. This is crazy what you're doing here. Yep. Then Ben kind of helps out. Ben knocks a building down.
Mm-hmm.
He runs through the supports.
Yep.
Like a line, like Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Him and that robot from the creator would get along.
Yeah. Man got the ball in the backfield and said, I'm going to get some yardage.
He runs through some pillars. The building, Galactus gets hit with a building. And then Galactus is like, whoa. And then the Silver Surfer comes back.
Well, Galactus, Sue does it. Sue pushes him through and everybody's like, yay. Galactus,
Turn the bridge on.
Yeah, turn the bridge on. Bridge is turning. Galactus is like,
Psych. You thought this bridge was going to stop me? Galactus is coming back through and they're like, oh, God.
Oh, God. And Johnny, again, annihilation away from the Hickman run. Johnny's like, I got this. I'm just going to give him one good old fire punch and he's back.
Supersonic punch, baby!
And guess what? What's the line he says? Tell Franklin his uncle loves him. He's like, no, don't do this.
Joseph Quinn, ladies and gentlemen. It's his second heroic sacrifice that I've seen him in. But
it wasn't a sacrifice because Silver Surfer said, "I'm going down with him."
She flies in, crashes into Galactus. They both get teleported.
Mm-hmm. God knows where.
Galactus will return.
Yeah.
In 500 million years.
Yeah. Or in a movie coming near you soon.
Can't imagine he's too thrilled with the Silver Surfer.
No, because they're both on the other side of the universe, and he's probably looking at her, and she's looking at him. He's like.
That's gonna be an HR meeting.
Yeah. Do you think Galactus has an HR department, or is it just the Silver Surfer?
He is the HR department.
He is HR.
So she's gonna have a talk.
Yeah. She's gonna have a sit down with him. Did you think we could have handled that any differently?
Is there something else we could have done there?
Yeah, we're gonna dock your pay
instead of you torpedoing enemy and teleporting us both to the other side of the universe.
Because where are we?
And the Silver Surfer's like, well, I have the surfboard that lets me fly at light speed.
Yeah.
So
I'll see you. And he's like, don't you even dare.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't do it.
So Galactus is gone. And unfortunately for Sue Storm, that little bit, she Professor X'd herself.
Yeah. She's dead.
She's dead, yeah.
R.I.P.
She dies. Was you like, I've seen the cast for Avengers Doomsday. This isn't going to work.
She was one of the first chairs we saw, actually. Was she the first chair?
No, Chris Hemsworth was the first chair.
She was the second
She was the second chair.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they do, even though, like, our comic nerd brains know she's going to come back, they do really a nice job of, like, building up that drama.
Oh, she's dead.
And you're like, oh, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how's this going to work?
Yep, and baby Franklin's like, I want my mommy. Yeah, I want her. And
yeah, so Franklin brings her back.
Mm-hmm. Her eyes light up the same way that Peter Quill's eyes lit up in Guardians 2. That's the power cosmic, baby. That's reincarnation. I'm not allowed to quote Jonathan Majors anymore. That's a specific producer ask of me. I can't quote Jonathan Majors anymore.
So Franklin unveils himself, I guess, for lack of a better word, like outs himself as a superpowered being,
right?
And brings Sue Storm back to life. And all's well that ends well.
All's well that ends well. The Fantastic Four are doing good. They're back on the Ted Gilbert show.
They're trying to make the Fantastic Five a thing.
Yeah, and Reed and Sue said no.
It's dumb.
No, this is stupid.
We get a really nice fun bit with the three men trying to get Franklin into a car seat.
Yeah,
in the Fantastic Car. And they can't crack it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Reach your hand around, Johnny. I am reaching around.
He said, Ben's like, I can't fit my hand in there.
And that's how the movie ends. It's so good. The movie's amazing. Like, I just think there's really no other way to explain it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's the performances. These performances are great, and that's all you can ask for. As like that should be like, it's something you can consider a bare minimum, but it's tough to do still. And
room for them to grow and develop. All four of them have room to grow and develop within the confines of the MCU and within the confines of their own stories.
Yes. That being said, Pedro Pascal is going to be the main character of Avengers Doomsday. And
if he's not, it's criminal.
I will just tell you right now that is the smartest choice that Marvel can do, is have him be the main character. When we talked about it, we were like, it's getting real late and we do not know who's going to be the main character. It's him. It would be gross negligence if this movie comes out and he's not who it centers around. You play off what you do in that movie just to get the Avengers, because that's the name of the movie, is you just deal with him, or you deal with the split Avengers and you make them one Avengers. That's all you do. They're probably gonna have a fight in the beginning. You deal with the you deal with the fact that Doom is from that Earth. That's how you get the Fantastic Four into this conflict. And you're like, again, you made a good point outside the theater. Like, the Avengers are going to be like, you look exactly like Iron Man from a different universe. You must be good. And the Fantastic Four are like, nope.
Yeah, we have to talk about that.
Nope.
We have to talk about the post-credit scene.
It was him, right? That's what they said.
That's what Matt Jackman said.
Yeah, it was actually.
So yeah, before we get into any Avengers stuff, there is 2 post-credit scenes. The one at the very end of the credits is a fun Fantastic Four cartoon, which I think you said it. They should just make that.
Yeah, like Disney Plus, like just do a few episodes of this Fantastic Four cartoon. You saw they were actually in the black and blue suits. Like they actually filmed something in those black and blue suits.
Yeah, I think it was like, a lot of like the flashbacky stuff.
Well, Jackman said they cut a ton out of that movie, but he was still happy with the final edit, which, sure. But he said they cut a lot out of that movie.
But the credit scene that everyone is buzzing about and was interested in is the first post-credit scene, which takes place
4 years.
Another 4 years after?
Yeah, it's 71, I think. It's like 1971.
Yeah, so we're now 8 years into the Fantastic Four being a thing. Yep. And Franklin's he's a toddler now. He's reading Darwin.
Well, he was reading a baby book, and then he's just like, he's like, I want a different book. And he's like, put the Charles Darwin away. And you could tell he's an absolute super genius.
Yeah. Yep. And then she turns and she picks up this other book. And as she's walking back to this is Sue Storm we're talking about, by the way. As she's walking back to Franklin, she has this look on her face.
You hear some, like a warp of like somebody just transported into the room.
And lo and behold, there's a cloaked individual holding Franklin and showing him his mask. It's Dr. Doom.
That got a big reaction.
Yeah, because it answers and both presents a lot of different questions. First and foremost, it answers the question of Dr. Doom being from their Earth.
Keep it, don't over. This is the easiest way. Just have Dr. Doom be from. It's the easiest way to get them in contention with each other. So a bit that they did throughout the movie is you see the UN and Latveria, because Sue got the entire world on board. Latveria was the only country that didn't have a representative, obviously, because they have one monarch, which is Dr. Doom. And he said, heck no.
No.
I'm not going.
Nope.
I hate though.
I hate Reed Richards.
I hate Reed Richards. I hate the way that you talk. I hate the way
So yeah, it confirms that. It seemingly confirms that they know each other.
Yes, because she didn't
pretty intimately.
Yeah, she didn't react like a "Who are you?" She reacted like a
yeah. So that's interesting.
Like we said, I think Shackman did say that was Robert Downey, and he also said that the Russos directed that scene. He didn't. Same thing as the Thunderbolts. That the Russos have been they directed the last 2 post credits. Maybe they should have done the Brave New World one because woof.
We're gonna forget that one.
Yeah, that one was rough.
So yeah, I mean, it opens up a whole lot of, and then like I said, it opens up a whole lot of other questions. In the sense that, like, clearly, he's been Doctor Doom for a bit.
Yeah,
at least
for my headcanon, I feel like they not dealt with him early, but like he had a plot. Like him and Reed knew each other, and again, Robert Downey Jr. and Pedro Pascal are similar in age. Like they're not, they're a few years apart from each other, so they're similar in age. Obviously, you're talking about the greatest actor to come out of the MCU, and probably the most famous actor in the world right now. Like, all intents and purposes, I'm envisioning like Secret Wars Alex Ross cover with the 2 of them and like the entire multiverse collapsing around them. Like, that's how you're gonna approach it. Like, you got lucky that this was the last, big, not multiversal movie, but movie that had to deal with like characters that will go out into the multiverse at some point, like before Doomsday, because I think Spider-Man's good because that's more of like a studio thing to have that be the last movie before. But yeah, you just make it right. Just don't overcomplicate this, that he's from a different, no, he's from their universe. They dealt with him already. Not dealt with him. He's just like, all right, I'm just going back.
Well, they're familiar with him.
Yes, we're familiar
and they're familiar with how dangerous he is.
Yes, and Reed's like, this is the only person that gets remotely close to me, and I do not like that. I don't like it. So for him to transport, what I think, I mean, we can kind of theorize for Doomsday. I mean, how I would approach this you maybe, because you got to do something where Thanos beat the ever loving daylights out of Hulk. Got to find a way for him to like kill all the Kangs. Like that's the immediate like kill all the Kangs and take control of the TVA is probably how he starts. And I was watching Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, you can probably make a case that at some point he took the control of the TVA away from Kang. So that way he's like, he has this like this, omniversal fighting force behind him that just does his bidding. That kind of deals with the Rabu Malal stuff from the comics. Like he has this like force behind him that can basically just prune you and send you, to a place you can never return from. Like you can deal with all those things. You get Pedro Pascal and Robert Downey Jr. right against each other. It deals with the main character issues because it's Pedro Pascal is going to be the main character, because I think that the Avengers are also going to look to him to be like, well, if you dealt with him before.
Well, I think what likely happens is Doom probably gets to the main Earth first.
Yes.
And they're...
Ooh, I don't think he gets to the main Earth first. I think he gets to the X-Men universe first. That's been the biggest question I've had. How do you weave in the X-Men to this? Like the OG X-Men into this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's always been my question, too, is how does this...
Unless he wants somebody from the X-Men specifically.
I mean,
which would be Magneto. Yeah. like, why would... I don't know. That's the thing.
But again, like, based on, like, the casting of those original X-Men characters, like, you and I are of the same mind that it's going to be a similar X-Men universe, but not the actual Fox X-Men universe.
I wonder if they're going to do a situation where that universe is, like, the one where they all died. Like... Mm-hmm. The one that, obviously Deadpool and Wolverine made $1 billion. Like, it's that universe's X-Men where they all are, they're all comic accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, something else happened. Or, like you said, an adjacent universe where it's X-Men 97. That's the team they want. Because it still legitimizes Channing Tatum being there as Gambit. Can get, and you could still bring back Anna Paquin to play Rogue. Like, you can have all the OG X-Men right there. They're just a bit older. Like, you can still legitimize all those things. And then it's like, he comes to them and he's just, what I would assume would probably work is if the first incursion would be probably the X-Men universe. That's how you immediately get them into the story, because they're like, they find a way to survive and they're like, what the, because Beast from the end of the Marvels, that's probably the universe of that X-Men, of whatever X-Men we're going to see in Avengers Doomsday it's going to be from that universe.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think they're going to mess around with there being two different X-Men universes.
No. They're just like, it's just going to be like a very fully realized version of the X-Men.
Which is great.
Yes. Yeah.
The only reason I would say Doom should get to the Prime Earth first before the Fantastic Four is I feel like there needs to be some sort of contention between the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. And that would be a natural thing for Dr. Doom to get there and somehow, some way recognize that Tony Stark was like a thing.
Not a thing, the thing.
And use that as a way to appeal to the Avengers. And then when the Fantastic Four show up, they're like, that's not who you think that is. Mm-hmm. Like, that's Victor Von Doom. Like, he's from our Earth. And they're going to be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Like, I wonder if they, like, find a way where, like, Professor X reads somebody's mind and he's just like, like, we realized Tony Stark was adopted. Tony Stark wasn't the son of, of Maria and Howard Stark, like, blood related. Like, he was adopted from Latveria when he was a baby, and we took him. And they took him because they
like a Red Sun Superman situation.
Like Howard took him because he realized how smart he was. And because weren't people saying, like, in Avengers Endgame, the timeline doesn't match up between his birth, because even Tony looks confused when he's like, my wife's expecting, and Tony's like, something doesn't seem right. So, or it can be the vice versa situation where, like, in this universe, like, the Starks were at the Starks turned into the Von Dooms instead. And that was just the way that the world went for him. So he, the Von Doom lineage just stayed in Latveria instead of going to America and turning into Starks.
There's going to be some natural contention between the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. And then eventually somewhere, maybe it's like a Shuri type, like, gets to the Avengers and is like, no, he's actually, like, ridiculously smarter than all of us.
And everybody's looking at Shuri like, no, you're the smart one. And then she's like, no. Like, he's like, he's disgustingly smart.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like a power, like, of how smart he is.
Yeah.
That's the Fantastic Four's first steps.
Yeah. And I mean, it did a lot of things really well. And I think it just got the ball rolling in a positive way for Avengers, because I think now, again, I think they'd be foolish to not try and build this thing around Pedro Pascal and make him kind of like the main character. And then I just have a feeling, based on, maybe it's probably a Secret Wars event, but I can't help but think they're going to do Iron Man versus Doom at one point.
Yeah, you're probably going to go throughout the multiverse and like get like a very comic booky looking version of the original Avengers.
Yeah.
Who go against Doom, and it's like, you know, showdown of the millennium between the two of them. Like
Robert Downey Jr. versus Robert Downey Jr.
Like, you want to talk about like a break the internet situation, the two of them fighting each other, like that's it right there. Like the invincible Iron Man, like the fully most powerful version of Iron Man fighting against Doom instead of Reed and Doom. Like, yeah, I mean,
it just feels like they have to.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the only thing that makes sense. Like, they devise a plot to go get the Avengers. I don't know what machinations they're going to make to get there for Secret War. I don't know because Secret War, I think Disney understands, do not spare 1 cent on the movie. If the budget needs to be $500 million, we're going to make $2 billion anyway. It does not matter.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be the most talked about thing to ever happen in a movie theater ever.
I think they're going to run back the Avengers Endgame plot in the sense of like, hey, we're gonna revisit like Endgame to like, we're gonna revisit all these old things to like get the Infinity Stones, but like in Secret Wars it's gonna be, we're gonna go get these
like
other characters,
like go to like Sam Raimi's universe, like go to like Singer's universe, like we're gonna hop all around these different universes and like see, like kind of like how like the end credits of Deadpool and Wolverine where they're in the song, like it's gonna feel like that. They're bouncing around to all these other universes. It's like, look at us from Blade to Avengers Secret Wars. Like this is our lineage of like what we were able to create.
Yeah, because if you know, Kevin Feige can be believed, he basically said like after Secret Wars they're gonna like restart the MCU.
Which, yeah, I mean, it's just gonna reset. Like the Fantastic Four will be in that universe. The X-Men will be as if the X gene was always a thing in that universe. The Avengers will be a thing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they recast Iron Man.
No, I would. Yeah. I would hope that they would.
Yeah, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. But like, it's still a continuation of the universe still. So like, some characters will still, like Tom Holland will probably keep playing Peter Parker, but like, you know, you're going to get a new Captain America. You're going to get like a new Iron Man. You're going to get a new Thor pop. I think Chris Hemsworth will just keep playing Thor. I don't see it.
Probably, yeah.
You might get a new Hulk out of this. Like, they're going to probably remix like how they did the Avengers, because the X-Men are going to make it easier that they're just around. The Fantastic Four will make it easier that they're around. And like, now you can try to dip into some new characters. I wonder if you take another shot at Kang in like 12 years. You know what I mean? Like, you take a different shot at them.
Yeah, this is a lot of interesting moving parts, and I think we even said like coming out, like I think everyone needs to like just relax about the Robert Downey Jr. thing. Like I think he's gonna be really good as Dr. Doom. Like I don't foresee that being an issue.
What did we just see? He made $500 million playing Iron Man in the MCU.
Yeah,
disgusting.
That is disgusting.
And then he just said, "What if I go won an Oscar?" And then he's like, "You know what? I still love the game. I'm coming back."
Yeah.
And that they really have an opportunity to get him and Pedro Pascal like head to head against each other. Like, man, I remember that was like one of the first things I said walking out of the theater. They felt like they figured out the main character thing. You got it right there, and you got it through probably the most famous actor on the planet.
And
right now.
let them have a real dialogue and a real battle of ideals.
I want to see how. You know, it would be interesting if Reed somewhat agrees with Doom's perspective on things. For him to be like,
I could see that.
Well, it's us or them. Which one do you want to have this be? And like, imagine it's the X-Men, like the X-Men we were growing up watching on the other half of that. And you're like, whoa, wait.
That could be, that could be, not for nothing, that could be like the first kind of opening of Doomsday, is like, it opens on that, like her confronting Doom, and Reed shows up and he's like, "What are you doing here?"
He's like, "This isn't something that is about us. It's about everyone, and not everybody on this planet. Everyone on every single last planet." Yeah. And he's like, "I can save them. I need you." And Reed's like, "Well, what are you thinking?" And Sue's like, "Nope, nope, nope." And I guarantee you, guess what he's probably gonna say? "I need this boy if we're going to do this." And Sue's like, "Absolutely not."
And then they're going to have like a remix of like this movie where like he doesn't say anything and she looks like,
"You're joking, right?" And he's like, And like, I do think they're gonna do a version of the Illuminati where it's gonna be Pedro Pascal's Reed. You know, you're gonna get. You think they're gonna get a Black Panther? I mean, what you can do is just make it Shuri. Just keep it simple and make it Shuri. Professor X, you'll get Patrick Stewart, Doctor Strange. It'd be interesting if Doom was the last member of this Illuminati and this, like, for whatever they're trying to do. That would be interesting.
But yeah, I think the more I think about it, like, that could be a great kind of opening for Doomsday, where like Reed and Doom are like not on the same page, but like Doom is like, hey, this is the only way we can save our universe, is if you kind of listen to me and we kind of put our heads together. And Reed's like, I mean, you know,
like these incursions are going to start. Once they start, they will not stop. And like, I guarantee you, she's probably going to be like, what did you do? Like, what sorcery did you do to collapse the multi? He's like, I didn't do anything. It's just the way of the world. I didn't do a thing.
Yeah,
because you're going to think like the Sentry's probably going to have a plot piece to this. Like, I wonder if like there's going to be a plot where like they realize like Doom is so powerful to the point where like Shuri's like, we got to figure out a way to sever the void from the Sentry, because like you're our best shot at beating him. I guarantee you the members of the Thunderbolts are going to be like, hey, we got the solution right there. And Bob's going to be like, well, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it, or everyone's going to die. Like, we need him. Like, I'm going to be really interested to see how this is going to go.
Yeah. And that's what this, you know, it's part of, on top of being its own really great standalone movie, it got the gears turning.
Yes.
In a way that none of these other previous movies have gotten the gears to turn, and that doesn't happen without these performances.
I will say Thunderbolts got me going a little bit in the fact of like the new Avengers, like they were dealing with it. Like, this is like, you know, and again, the contention point of like, wait, isn't he going to also try to make a version of the Avengers?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just dampened a bit by not knowing
who it is,
who the Avengers are.
And it's like you had Shang-Chi out there since 2022.
Like, right now, it just feels like Sam is in his own Avengers.
It's Sam and
and Joaquin Torres.
Yeah, Sam and Joaquin. That's it.
Like, we have no clue who. Like, yeah, sure, the Thunderbolts are quote unquote butting heads with the Avengers, but we don't know who the Avengers are.
Yeah, they got to figure that out very quickly, because even from the set chairs, like, who is it going to be? Because Thor's probably going to come back for Loki, because I think what's going to happen is Doom's going to realize, I need to kill Loki if I'm going to, Doom's going to be like, I have to go kill a god to become a god. So like, I'm going to go after, and we said that early on, like, I think once we knew this flipped, like, I think we always had that thought that Kang was going to go try to kill Loki to try to get in control back of the multiverse.
Yeah.
But then we realized once it switched to Doom, like, also that's probably the best emotional point right now from the characters is probably Loki and Thor. Like, that gets Chris Hemsworth right back into the fold, is because Loki's going to be there.
Yep.
I truly think that Brand New Day being right before Secret Wars is going to find a way to get Hulk back up to like everyone's good graces, like Savage Hulk. I don't know how you do it, but you got to figure out a way to do it. You have an Avengers team that Sam can lead. You just gotta put them together. Like,
we just gotta see them
there's
together.
No reason why we can't have Sam, Joaquin, Shang-Chi, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel. I'm trying to think of like characters that aren't there, like that we haven't seen before, like on a team before. You probably get Ant-Man, which you said what I just said.
Yeah.
That's kind of your Avengers right there. Like, at least it's a team. Like, not crazy formidable, but like, obviously the new Avengers come with Sentry bag to them, so you're like, this is good, but like, also we can't use them. So I guarantee you that's going to be a plot out of this movie. It's like, hey, we have the single most powerful character right here, but we just can't use him. We got to figure out a way to use him, because this guy from this other universe is turning into a god, and that's a big problem.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I really like this film. Like, I really, really, really like this film. I still think Thunderbolts for me personally, Thunderbolts got it done a little bit more. It's one of those things where it's like, you can't put a finger on it. Like, Thunderbolts, to your point, scratched an itch for me. I didn't know that I knew.
That,
like,
sure.
That movie is like, you know, when a movie's like made, like it's made for the general audience, but you think it's made for you. Like, the Thunderbolts was made for me.
No, yeah, I think they're both really, really great. I think they're both more than deserving of kind of like being that upper echelon of MCU movies. But yeah, this movie just, it it gave me that, invoked that feeling like I really haven't felt since Guardians of the Galaxy, which is incredibly high praise for a movie like this. So I mean, that's it. That's it for us. We're in our, I guess, like descending altitude from this crazy summer. So things are going to open up quite a bit. So that's going to do it for us this week. You can follow us on Twitter at ProjectINF_pod. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram
at the Project Infinite Pod.
Thanks. You can follow us on YouTube and TikTok at the Project Infinite Podcast. Next week, I don't know.
We don't know for sure.
We'll have to figure it out.
Maybe it could be an Avengers Doomsday thing. Could be a Star Wars thing. Could be a DC thing. Could be a movie review of some kind. Could be a game something.
We're the calendar opened up a little bit for a little while here, which is nice. So we'll think of something. We'll figure something out. So for me, from the
here's the thing.
From the
Is Moon Knight going to be in the new Avengers?
No, he's not. We're lucky we're going to get anything from him ever again.
Insane. You had Oscar Isaac right there, like willing to do a lot of stuff.
From the Ben Grimm of the podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
We love Ben Grimm. His little beard. He got a beard.
Yeah, he did get a beard.
A rock beard.
He did get a rock beard.
It's pretty. He had a lot of subplot with Natasha Lyonne.
Mm-hmm. She's not Alicia Masters.
No.
She's a woman named Rebecca.
Sure.
I can't remember.
We will see you next week for something.
Yeah.
Until then, goodbye.
Peace.